Hello, everyone. We're back. We're back for another wonderful Wednesday. Another for Wonderful Wine Wednesday. Uh, it's a thing now. Hashtag Wine Wednesday. Um, but with some for more D&D. Um, with the Lasers and Liches supplement in our campaign, known as Sunset Grid, and I believe when we last left our heroes, they were camped out on the icy snow plains of the tundra. Had just met some penguins and were getting ready to continue their trek southeast towards the Acer mountain range uh, in an effort to reach the closest point of civilization to them at this time. Um, since their other mode of passage for getting home was very rudely missiled into oblivion by the Iosian netocratic state, leading to the loss of not only the fair vessel, the Codebreaker, but also its captain, Phineas Cormorant. Unfortunately, perished protecting Penelope. Yes, Penelope. That was her name. I almost said Persephone for whatever reason. But even so, um, um, but yes, yes, penguins. That was the last thing I remembered.
Yeah.
Uh, Also, you were able to outsmart a couple of Remor lasers. They're basically just Remor razors that shoot lasers out of their maws that were tracking you. Um, you can infer from the sounds and of combat that they were desperate and fought each other over the food you left in order to distract them and gain time. And you haven't seen them since. That's great. Uh, Yay. The last thing I know, one of the other last things that was brought to your attention was a musky scent in the
Oh yeah,
air
that's right.
that Rocky detected coming miles away from the direction that you are walking. So that is something
Hmm.
also to consider. That is the thing that could be worrying. Um, but it is morning of the second day of travel. You're basically about a third of the way there. You're like 48 miles out of the 150 miles that it will take. There we go. In order to reach the Acer mountain range and hopefully find a pass um, in between the peaks to the Temple of the Icons in order to get some sort of assistance in getting home, um, and or addressing other issues that have come up. You also dialed Zaddy and had a
Yes.
wonderful, great
Oh yes.
conversation. That happened. Um, um, he wanted to hear Zen's voice. He heard Zen's voice. He was satisfied. Um, and yeah, that's now you're having bacon, I guess, in your tent, or fish, or whatever. I guess you rations you have left. They're mostly emergency rations. You were able to save some foods, a very scant few foodstuffs from the wreckage of the boat. But you are
I think we got a. I think we got a 5 pound block of cheese. I'm
yes,
pretty
you did
sure.
get a 5 pound block of cheese. Yes, the
Yep.
cheese conspiracy is real. The cheese caves are real. But yes, you do have a 5 pound block of cheese, so at least grilled straight up, just grilled cheese you could have, I guess. Cheese omelet, sans eggs, whatever.
Yeah,
Get
I was gonna say. I
creative.
think we got some fruit as well, and I think Doyle was able to catch a couple of fish.
Yes, yes, that is correct.
Yes.
But your supplies won't last forever. You do have to hope to push to make it or find something to not freeze to death
Yeah.
in the Arctic void that is this hellscape. Um, as you eat your meager breakfast, it will be just enough to get you through as you begin to like ration out your meals. And you step outside the tents into just this frozen wasteland. The penguins are gone. You didn't detect any dangers along through the night. No. Is it Jumanji rules? Is it Jumanji rules? Where the hell did it even go? Oh, there it is. Oh, it is. Yay, Jumanji rules. That's a nat 20. That's great. All right. In the distance, you do see a sort of a in the direction you have to go. You do see a sort of like anvil cloud formation. And you can no longer see, like, it's the mountains obviously break it up on either side, but directly like underneath it you cannot see the mountain range. It's because of the fact that so much snow is just pouring out of this formation. It is heading in your direction, and it is in the direction that you have to go, unfortunately. But it is an absolute monster of a storm that you will have to deal with, whether or not you choose to move at this time.
Is there an estimate of how long we have before the storm hits us?
Before it hits you, maybe an hour and a half.
Oh shit, it's that close.
Yeah.
Well, we have this additional stressor now of rations.
Yeah.
And I remember we figured out how we're like 150 miles away still. Like I remember we figured out the mileage, or like we got like a third of the way there.
Yes, you are 48 miles of the way there, so you have 102 miles to go. And we did figure out the paces. I think it was something like
we did.
Yeah, 24 miles a day at an average pace. I think. Let me double check that. Yes. If you're moving fast, it was 30 miles. If you're moving normal, 24 miles, and if you're moving slow, 18 miles. And they have various benefits and drawbacks to that, in addition to how fast you are going. Just as a reminder. Yes, go ahead, Charlotte.
Are we in like open plains, or are we close to mountains? Like, are we near coverage? Like, say, like
you are in open plains at this time. It's kind of rolly, kind of hilly, but you don't see the rocky outcroppings that you ran into when you were closer to the shore.
Is there? Does the professor have any sense of how many miles away rocky formations will be?
Using his nature check, which he did very well on, he tells you that due to the height of the mountains, and knowing the sort of geography that's on the other side, because he has been to the what's known as like Hyperborea mainland, right? That area before. He can tell you that if you travel at this pace for another day and a half, 2 days, you'll probably run into more kind of gorges, things of that nature.
So this storm is going to hit us on the open plains, is what it sounds like.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's what you can easily infer, yes.
And there's no way that we can use natural croppings to our advantage before the storm gets to us.
Okay. Not from what you can see.
Okay.
You can dig a hole. You can dig a hole in the snow. That's always an option.
Yeah. Have we been slowed down at all by Penelope?
No, she's young, she's spry. She seems to be keeping up. fairly
So
easily.
she is recovered. Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
she looks as if she is at least mentally used to this type of cold. Like this amount of snow and stuff doesn't seem to bother her. Like she doesn't seem like extremely worried from like oh no, it's so cold. I'm not used to this sort of deal. She seems fine. But it was just the shock of hyperthermia. In fact, it's actually kind of a little surprising to you how prepared she was to do her best to deal with like a sort of like hyperthermia situation. Like she was able to sort of set up some sort of rudimentary um, shelter as best as she could. She from what supplies you found under the boat, she was able to ration the heat sources pretty well, given the time frame that she told you that all of the commotion happened in up until you arrived. Um, had she had more supplies, you think she would have been fine. But it is through her skills as you observe them to be displayed that she is even still alive right now.
Okay.
What are we thinking? Well, guys, I mean, I don't know about you. I'm like open to potentially going like as fast as we possibly can, get as far as we can before the storm hits, and then hunker down and feel it out, and then figure it out from there.
Yeah, I mean, thinking about it, we started to slow down some because we were worried about attracting creatures. Like we had seen signs and we kind of knew that some were coming. But most things, with rare exceptions, because we are in the retroverse and things get weird here, most things do not hunt during storms. They hunker down. They wait it out. They find a safe place. So, um, if we want to get as far as we can before this storm hits, that's not necessarily a bad idea. We'd have the safety of knowing that the elements will drive away most of the predators.
Mm-hmm.
But we also do want to make sure that we are protected from the elements. So when we do make camp, we need to, account for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably dig a hole.
So, gotta go fast.
Yeah, we have we have an hour and a half. Let's let's try to hunker down and then we can wait for this storm to blow over and then we'll keep moving. But I think we maybe give it a couple hours, maybe 8 at the most. Because once we stay still for a while, it's gonna be hard to get moving again. So
That's definitely true, especially if our joints are cold.
yeah. So all right, yeah. Let's get to digging. Let's get an underground shelter going, and then yeah, we'll keep an eye on things.
Okay.
Man, really wish we had a druid in our party right now.
Yeah, would be
Just
helpful.
wild shape into a, I don't know, like a giant bird or something, like a big bird.
Hey
Uh-huh.
Zen,
Or
I got a weird question.
What's
Could you
what's a
what if you transformed into your like super mega form? Could your super mega form weather the storm?
uh yeah, it's
also, could it carry us?
here's the problem with that, y'all. I thought about that. That form is a little tricky, to be honest with y'all. Rocky can't stay in it very long. At most, I think Rocky's able to hold that form for about 30 seconds at most.
Oh shit.
When he was when he was well when, back before when he belonged to somebody else and was back to his original form, I guess. Yeah, absolutely. He probably could stay that way for hours, but ever since he got transferred to me and he got kind of knocked down a few pegs, that that exo mecha isn't really able to hold for that long, unfortunately.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought. No, hey, don't worry. Yeah, it was a great idea. I thought about it, but we wouldn't be. I definitely probably could carry y'all. We just wouldn't get that far.
There, around where you are, if you decide to hunker down, there's a couple of sort of spots that you feel like could be. In fact, to be honest, you're kind of sitting in this bowl, shaped valley like depression in the snow. There's a couple of like hilly outcroppings along the edge, kind of regularly along the edge of this bowl-shaped depression, that look to be like super deep snow-wise. That you could maybe, and snow being a good insulator, you could probably craft something that is akin to like a good shelter, with the amount of snow that is here. You can also, I mean, you can also test to see what the actual ground is like underneath your feet. It's probably permafrost, just to be very open and transparent about it. Or you could move along and try to find someplace better. You do have an hour and a half.
Want to move for 45 minutes and see what comes up?
Yeah, move for 45 minutes. If we don't find something better, turn around.
All right, let's do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Going fast.
Going
Yeah.
fast. Indeed. So as you move, as you begin to start walking in the southeastern direction, it takes you 15 minutes. You walk about 15 minutes. Everyone give me nature checks.
Let's hope my dice are behaving this time.
8.
That is a 21 for me.
Damn.
That is a 15 for me.
Okay.
I got
Cassie.
a 10.
That's all right. Ivy, what did you get?
8.
Okay. Cassie, as you get 15 minutes out and your HUD starts doing calculations on the wind speeds, and it like hits you, like you almost makes you want to facepalm. As you are walking fast in the southeast, and the storm is already coming towards you, which means the more you walk towards the storm, the sooner it will hit you. In terms of like how long you have, you think at best where you had an hour and a half before, you maybe have like 45 minutes now until the storm is upon you.
Guys, we gotta find shelter right now.
Okay.
To the outcropping.
Okay.
Don't have to tell us twice.
Okay. So
We know how weather works. These were simple math problems we all did in elementary school. Everyone got mad about those trains.
everyone got mad about the trains, but yes. All right. Oh yes. As you do, you turn around as you've walking. You've noticed that there haven't been very many like nice, good spots. It's just kind of rolly, not even like high accumulation. But you do head back to the little bowl-shaped area you were, which it's a little bitter tasting because you did just lose like 30 minutes of travel, but going back. But the snow is the edges of the flakes start to come in as you try to make preparations. You find that you will just be able to make some sort of preparation in time. I just need to know kind of what you're wanting to do.
I'm open.
I mean, we know the direction the storm is coming from,
Mhm.
so we post up on that end of the bowl and set up sort of a relatively simple tent or tents if we have time, so that the entrance is facing away from that lip, and we have sort of like we'll have our backs to the storm, the entrance away from the storm, but also the lip of the bowl should give us some cover from the wind. It'll sort of, give us a little added protection. That's my idea. If anyone has a better plan, I am open to it.
All right.
And maybe we can sort of dig in a little bit as we're making this tent so that we have a little bit of pre-existing snow cover for part of the shelter.
Fair enough. Who's digging? Who's doing what? And as you do so, as you describe what you're doing, give me nature checks.
Okay, I can work on setting up the
Survival
tent
checks.
while
Actually, survival checks is probably better. My apologies.
better. Yes, I can work on setting up the tent. What if somebody else wants to start on like digging?
Yeah, I'll dig.
Okay.
And as you dig, you can kind of shore up the sides of the tent to give us a little more structure. Wait.
Sounds good.
Yes. Where is my sheet? That is a 24.
Okay. All right. And my apologies, Patrick. Could you tell me again what Doyle was working on?
Doyle's going to be setting up the tent. So like
Right.
starting, of course, with like making sure
Mm-hmm.
that the back wall is sort of covering the area that Braden's going to be digging out.
Okay. Okay. You start driving pylons. Pylons. You need more energy pylons. Sorry, StarCraft 2 has been on my brain. Start driving pikes and pylons into the
Stakes,
ground.
yeah.
Stakes. Thank you. Yes, that is the correct camping
The camping
terminology.
term, yeah.
Yes, you start driving stakes into the ground, and you get to the back. You have a hexagonal tent because hexagons are the bestagons.
Yeah, sure.
And the back two stakes, as you go to drive them into the snow, you hammer them in, and it feels like you're hitting stone.
Mm. Okay, I mean that is probably a good sign overall, but we need a new way to. We either need somebody with more strength than me to hammer these in, or a new way to fasten the end of this tent.
Mm-hmm. Braden, could you give me your survival check?
Yeah, I actually got a 19 plus 1, so it's going to be a dirty 20.
That is really good. You feel
We
like
got the
there's
same roll on the die.
nice.
Hell yeah.
You
Nice.
feel like with you and Doyle's work, you'll be able to create a nice, well-insulated sort of safety cover for this tent. As you start removing snow from the the little side of the hill that is facing where the storm is coming from, you run into the same stone that Doyle hit as he was driving a stake into. And I need you to make me a history check.
Oh. Okay. Let's see. Okay. That is a 13 plus 1 of 14.
That's enough to know that you've just uncovered a stone that has runes chiseled into it.
The fuck?
Ooh.
The fuck? What the fuck? Are we gonna find a cave?
Or like a ruin, maybe.
I like jump in and start digging. It's like, what?
You uncover
I'm
many
assisting-
runes. Many runes
Oh.
and depictions
Like,
of
like dwarven runes?
like, oh well, in a way, yes. Why don't you give me an investigation check or a history check, your choice.
Can I give the help action on that?
Yes, in fact, Charlotte, with Ivy's music background, I'll let you to have advantage on this roll.
Okay. 15.
Okay, very good. Oh, right, you got the help action also from Doyle. I forgot about that. Let's call it a 16.
Yeah, so
Why not?
advantage either way. So
Yeah, so let's call it a 16. Why not?
Okay, thank you.
I think the same result either way, but still, you quickly recognize, because a lot of bands that you have worked with in the past use runes in their sort of fonts and like their album covers, things like that, and you quickly recognize that these specific runes are not just dwarven runes; they are particular to the giant language.
What? Yo, does anyone speak giant?
Don't think so.
don't think so.
Does anyone know comprehend languages?
No.
Oh wait, maybe. Maybe.
Should have taken
Yes,
that,
Yes,
but
I
no.
do.
Hey,
Yo!
look at that! Nice.
The resident warlock.
Very
Let's
good.
go.
Very good. Excellent. Most excellent. Okay.
You actually had to do a lot of training for your corporate gig. They actually made you like learn other
Yo.
languages.
I'm just a super
Made you
computer. I'm like
download
Google
language
Translate.
packs.
You can just type anything into me, and I'll just Google Translate it automatically. On
Yeah.
the fly.
Well, the
That's
the
true, that's
McWumbo burger contract was actually written in Infernal, so it was kind of a job necessity. But yes. So over the howling winds and now snow-laden gusts, you yell towards Cassie to come over, and as she casts the spell comprehend languages on the rest of this tablet that has been unearthed, Cassie, you are reading what at first seems like a sort of what you first interpret to be a ritualistic dance description, because some of the pictographs depict giants in like certain poses, and then it becomes actually very apparent pretty soon that you're literally reading an aerobics routine that has been written and written down. It is ritualistic in nature, but the very, very specific language as to like the types of moves, counts, and number of repetitions of the same move over and over again.
Okay.
There's actually a nice instrumental list of like recommended instruments to play during said routine.
Where did you find this?
In the ground.
Right here, where it still is. So there's no chances that this is like the sign for a yoga studio or something, and we can like find an entrance.
Do you want to? I mean, you can look around. How do you look around for an entrance? Or you can
it
make
would just be more digging, I think.
Yeah, we're digging.
Okay. You do. You dig around the area. It doesn't look like the stone tablet is covering anything. It seems to have just been laid on the ground.
Does it
How
seem
big
like
is
it's
the
in
tablet?
one piece?
Mostly, except for the part where Doyle drove a stake into it.
Yeah,
Okay, so it's,
yeah, I did do that a
okay.
little.
It is a little chipped, but it's in one, like it's not cracked all the way down the fucking center. No, it's
Right. It's
fine.
not like half of a thing. It's like one whole
Yes,
piece.
yes, that's exactly right.
So, is there more snow under it?
No, no, you have reached solid ground.
Okay. Well, that's fine, I guess.
How big
But
is it?
I definitely am going to make notes of what all these symbols are and bring them back and,
I
try and sell
I
them
was
to
gonna
a
say
room.
I'm assuming Cassie lets us know like what's on the runes and everything, or what the runes
Yeah.
are. I think once Cassie does that, I'm sorry, I'm looking back into my notes real quick here just to make sure I get the. Oh, there it is. Yeah. Um, once Cassie like kind of explains us like what it is, Zen will say, "Hey, didn't we? Wait, I don't remember if y'all saw it, but I know me and Rocky saw it. But remember that ice giant that that we stumbled upon when we like first got here? Do you think
Oh,
this is where that thing? You think this is where that ice giant like got its moves?
Ooh.
Possibly.
dude,
Do
that
you
makes
think maybe? Do you think maybe it might be mad that we cracked its dance manual?
Nah, it's not going to notice.
Okay,
Only if it
if
finds
you
out that we did it.
Mm-hmm.
if you
Right?
say so.
Mm-hmm.
Also that. Also that.
storm. Blame it on the storm.
Well, speaking of, the storm is getting mighty
Yeah.
powerful. You at this point can't see past the lip of the bowl. The snow, the blizzard is so strong. It will be only a matter of time before your vision might even be limited so far as to say 15 feet in front of you. Just as a guess,
Yeah.
just throwing a number out there that might be not connected to anything. I'm just throwing numbers as guess.
Yep.
How big is the tablet?
Oh, how big is the tablet? I would say it's a good 15 feet long, 10 feet wide.
Is it upright?
It is leaning, sort of like slanted at like kind of like a 30 to 45 degree angle up against the lip of the bowl.
Because we can get underneath. Like if it's, we could get underneath it, right?
There is
Instead
no
of-
space underneath it. It is sunken into the ground below it and laid flat against the ground, the lip of this bowl shaped depression.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
okay. So it fell over.
Maybe if you want to take an investigation check.
Sure. These aren't my best stats. 9.
You can't tell whether or not
Okay.
it fell over or was intentionally placed here.
Okay. Well, I mean, is there any way I asked the party, is there any way that we can use this to help us weather this storm?
Maybe to weigh down the tent with.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that or
I mean,
I think it depends on how deep this thing goes. We could like put our backs up to it,
mm-hmm.
like how
So
thick
keep
this thing
digging.
is. Yeah, we might as well.
All right, keep digging.
You
Yeah,
keep
I mean,
digging.
yeah, let's
Yeah, you
dig around it
find.
for sure.
Sure. As you find to try and measure the depth of this stone tablet, you get around the edges and you discover, as you're digging, you discover that this rock was hewn from a larger piece of stone, because on the underside of it, which you do reach to, you find like the under edge. It's about a good foot thick of like solid stone. And then your shovel kind of hits a hard point, which would be the permafrost. as your shovel
Okay.
starts digging into a nasty hybrid of like packed ice, soil.
Okay. So what was the idea again, Zen? So we can put
I
our
was just saying we could like, yeah, I mean we could like get on the other side of it, in the direction that the storm is like in the opposite direction that the storm's coming from. We can put our backs up
Mhm.
against it. Can throw throw some of the tarps under it and kind of just like
Mhm.
bury ourselves as much as possible. But problem is with this storm is what we're going to have to do is if we do stay under there, we are going to need somebody to keep watch the
Yep.
whole time to make sure that the snow doesn't weigh down that tarp so much that it collapses in on us. So occasionally we'll have to stand up. Somebody during the watch will have to shake that tarp off, make sure like not a bunch of snow is like piling up on it. That's the one thing that we'll have to check.
Well,
But
I think I can
also,
see
if we build
through.
it, well, if we build a fire down there underneath us and have the heat rise, that should help. But depending on how heavy the storm is, it may not help out that much.
We also, especially if we're going to build a fire, we need somebody making sure that our entryway stays clear enough of snow that we don't end up suffocating.
Right.
I can keep an eye out with my scanning sight because it lets me like look through walls, and it says that it gives me a range of 60 feet, and I can see in
Hmm.
perfect clarity. It's just that my FOV will get kind of faded, but like I can see through stuff.
Yeah, that should. I mean that. Yeah, that should be good. But we need to. I mean, the storm is coming quick, so we need to like get down. We need to
Mhm.
get down as low as we can, and we need to get that tarp over us now. And what we can do once we get the tarp over us, we can start digging to either side of us. The snow should be thick enough to where we can just dig out underneath it, and it should hold on top. But we also should get get a fire going as soon as we can too.
Okay, lit.
Okay. So you all spend let me see 1 second. Yeah, you all spend I'd say a good the next 5-10 minutes, sort of working on this. Um, and what's Rocky doing? Zen.
It's a good question. I would say Rocky is like just keeping a lookout, kind of giving an update on like how close the storm is getting, as well as like if there's any like creatures coming near us or around us.
Um, excuse me, sir.
Yeah, what's up, buddy?
I. That smell again, sir.
Yeah. Did we think? I thought last didn't we think last time it was the penguins? Wasn't it? Didn't we determine it was that?
No, penguins aren't going to smell musky.
It is quite
Well,
stronger than
I
it
don't.
was the other day, sir.
All right. Which direction is it coming from, bud? Or is the wind too powerful to tell?
Oh no. He takes his paw and he points right at the storm.
Mm.
All right. Okay.
What
Okay.
does that
All right.
mean?
Come on, we gotta pick it up. We gotta get underneath. We gotta get underneath the tarp
Okay.
tomorrow, like today,
Like
yesterday,
yesterday.
not
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
yesterday,
Like yesterday.
not tomorrow, not today, yesterday.
All right. You spend the next 10 minutes making finalizations to this. And then you hear a sort of very low, or I guess muffled somewhat by the wind and the snow and the sound of the roaring blizzard, a sort of trumpeting sound. off
Okay.
in the direction coming from the storm.
Okay.
Then you hear another trumpeting like sound in a different timbre, in a different like pitch. These two trumpeting sounds seem to be going back and forth, almost like they're communicating.
Can I roll a, either nature or survival to?
Yes. You can
Do
roll
you have a
either.
preference on which one? Either. Okay.
Either one.
Well, that's not great.
Mm.
Yeah, that's going to be a total of 6.
Okay.
Hold
This
on.
could.
You said it sounds like they're communicating with each other.
Mm,
Would would I be able to know if they're speaking a language of some kind?
um.
Because it says I can understand the literal
true.
meaning of any language that I can hear.
Is it only humanoid languages?
It just says, for the duration, you understand the literal meaning of any spoken language that you hear. You also understand any written language that you see, but you must be touching the surface on which the words are written.
The scientist
It doesn't decode secret messages in a text or glyph, such as an arcane sigil that isn't part of a written language. That's all it says.
The scientist in me wants to say, due to recent studies, that this technically is a language. The scientist in me wants to say this so bad. And yet there is another spell that would be completely undermined by the use of comprehend languages in this fashion, I think. So I don't, so like the game design in me also like,
Could it be that maybe I can't tell exactly what they're saying, literally word for word, but that I can tell that it's two things speaking to one another and
you can
get a big sense of tone?
yeah, I will give you that. It sounds like two creatures speaking to one another.
Oh.
And it seems to be a call and response sort of
A call and response. What are they singing? A drinking song?
no. Like they're locating one another.
Oh, I see. Like whale noises, kind of. But it
Sure.
sounds like
Yeah, no, that's
trumpets.
pretty good. That's pretty close. Yep, that's pretty close.
There's a crow family that lives near me, and sometimes in the morning the crows will do call and responses to find out where they are. It's
my
very cute.
Oh,
Yes.
that is cute.
Crows are dope, man. Crows are just the best. I love crows.
Okay.
I've always wanted to
Interesting.
make like little crow friends and like leave like little gifts, you know.
Yeah, little corvids.
Yeah.
But
Okay,
yeah,
interesting.
do you all do anything, or do you just continue getting under the tent?
I get under the tent, man.
All right.
Can I see with my scanning sight? Like, are they? I don't know how far away they are. I can see. I think it's set up to 60 feet. Let me double check.
They are definitely not 60 feet away. They are more than 60 feet
Okay.
away. You don't see anything at the moment.
Wait, didn't I have? I had another thing. Oh wait, that would be if I had my familiar out. I could see through their eyes up to like 120 feet, but I don't, so that doesn't
I
count.
mean, you want to send a familiar out into the snowstorm?
I don't know if they'd make it, but I mean we could try it. But I mean they're little tiny imps. I don't know how they'd fare in the wind, but I could try it if you want me to.
I mean, I don't know how necessary it is, but I would certainly be amused by one of them sailing off like a kite.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if they could withstand winds of this speed, but I think it says that I could I can see through their eyes while they are within 100 feet of me. But oh wait, but this one says block a familiar says a familiar summoned by the spell can telepathically communicate with you and share their visual or auditory senses while they are within 1 mile of me.
Mm.
I don't know. Should I do it, or is that like?
It is up to you.
Do you think it's? What do you
I
guys
mean,
think?
I think that it might be good to get some more intel on what we're potentially up against, but at the same time, we're running out of time and we do need to hide. So like it's kind of
Yeah.
a toss up judgment call. Like the imp is probably not going to survive this either way because once you send it out, you're going to have to immediately go under the tarp.
Yeah, and also, if they see the imp, they'll know that there's
Yeah,
people out here.
I feel like that would be
Yeah.
my word.
The imp cannot be allowed to lead them back to us.
Right. All right. I'll just keep an eye out if it's maybe they'll get close enough that I can see them through with my HUD.
Okay.
We
as
hide.
Yep. As you so yes, you are sort of creating the imps. Is that what I got?
No,
No, or
we're
no.
just gonna
Okay.
hide, and
Got it,
I'm
got
just
it, got
gonna
it.
use my scanning sight to.
Got it. As you hide, you start to see the sort of the snow begin to cover more portions of the tent that you hadn't already sort of prepared for this. You hear another sound, not necessarily a trumpeting, more like a solid note from a horn. Yes, yes. It's very loud, very low. And then you kind of feel the ground beginning to tremor a little bit in a rhythmic fashion.
Is this some fucking like sandworm shit, but the ice version? I swear to God.
It's going to be dancing giants or it's going to be mammoths.
Okay.
And then Sam, through Cassie's vision, appearing like almost like it's fading in, like a 3D slice program. You see a long swinging thing, and then you see the full head and two extremely long curled tusks of a mammoth with just covered in fur, and you see a line going out from the side of its neck, and then appearing next to it, walking alongside it, is a humanoid figure that is taller than the mammoth. And then all of a sudden, more of these mammoth heads start coming in, fading into the from the snow, and more of these tall figures fade into your vision as the tremoring gets louder, and you start to hear as you're because this is how long does comprehend languages last?
Good question.
Is it 10 minutes or an hour?
An hour.
Okay. All right, good. You start to hear you hear the horn, you all hear the horn blast. The rest of you hear yells in languages and commands in a language you don't understand unless you do speak giant. But for Cassie, she hears, "All right, we are nearing. I've got to get to the wait. I was an adventurer like you once, and then I took an arrow. There we are. Now I've anchored into it. You hear? Okay, we are going to wait. No, I have a better one. 1 second. I gotta get the voice mod. Voice mod
Oh my
was
God.
made for this. Here we go.
Okay, now we are nearing the ritual dance site. I need everyone to set up the tents in an orderly fashion. Grog, I don't want you putting your tent over there next to the latrine area like last time. You were puking for months. I did not like that. If you brought snacks, make sure to put them in the cages. We don't want them running away. Okay? Everyone tie up your mammoth. Your mammoth needs to be tied up. Make sure it has the proper tag in the ear. We don't want it loosing again, okay? No runaway mammoths. They are not part of the dance ritual, okay? Everyone, make sure did everyone bring batteries for the boom boxes? Everyone? Stanley, I'm looking at you. Did you bring back good? Okay. Because I remember you had to borrow batteries from Jennifer last time and she was not very happy about it and you never paid back. Okay, everyone get your tent set up. We're going to put the bonfire in the middle of the ball and break out the beer and we'll have a good time, okay? Alright, everyone has the orders. Good.
Cool. Okay, so I can
And
understand all of that.
Yes.
Are they like directly above where we've dug, or like how far are they from us?
You can now. They are not very far now. They are all around you. Your tent,
Okay.
you can't see light from your tent as your tent is now covered in snow. And they are sort of moving past you, but you hear mammoths trumpeting. The sound, even in the sound of this blizzard, you hear cloths being unrolled. You hear giants talking about, "Hey, where's my stake driving hammer? We need to get my tent set up." Things like that. You hear sort of pubblings into the ground of that nature. You hear just basically the overall conversations that would go about in getting a camp set up.
Okay.
And with that, we are going to go to an ad break in 30 seconds. So let's take a good 10-minute break here, and we'll be back at 8:05. How about that? Grab a snack. We'll see y'all in a bit. See you in a bit. am back while we wait for people. But yeah. So you know what? Actually, I think this is better for them than it could have been. The other option was, oh, Braden's listening. Oh, that's fine. That's good. But I hope you all are enjoying it. Oh, and remember, while we're waiting for everyone to get back, please also remember that we are still running the charity for the Transgender Law Center. Our goal right now is $1,000. If you can, please do give. Just click that donation button down right below the little screen right here. And yeah, give what you can if you can. And that is very much greatly appreciated. Also, don't forget to give us a follow and give us a subscribe if you feel like it. We do this every Wednesday from 7 to 10 Eastern Time, same time. But yeah, also you can give us a follow we're on Blue Sky as the SpellCast. We're also on Instagram. We're also on Facebook. Those are like the three major places where we have active. And then I think I might have to add some links there. We're waiting to see when they're going to drop some of these changes they have coming up, because we might move back to the channel we had before when we did some one-shots way back years ago. But yeah, we'll get back to that as people start coming back from break. Let me see. Now we're waiting on a couple of people, but I'm going to go ahead and pull us into kind of the main screen. Yeehaw. Oh, Sam. There is some oh wait, there was something else that Cassie heard, and now it's escaping me.
It'll come back to you, I'm sure.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe. I hope it does. But yeah. So they just start setting up the tents all around your tent, as they you hear logs, the thudding and clanking, clunking, clacking, talking of like wooden logs hitting one another a little bit away from you, more from the direction of what you would assume is like the center of this bowl. And then you hear the same voice. Now I remember what it was. You hear the same voice. Let me make sure I have the right voice mod still turned on for this. I do. Thankful. You hear the same voice say,
Okay, now everyone, remember we are going to have to uncover the sacred tablets so that everyone knows a refresher of the routine we are going to do. Sigurd, could you take care of that? Start with this one over here and just go around. No, I don't care if you're the only one doing it, Sigurd. Everyone else is setting up camp. You complained all the time, the whole time we were walking here. Oh, it's so cold. Oh, why is there a beast? Why couldn't we do this in summer? Because the national Neo Metro Aerobics Championship is coming up soon, Sigurd. and we need to prepare, okay, to do it now.
And then you
Hey.
hear a grumbling frost giant complain as he walks first towards you and then a little past you, and he starts digging in the snow. I'd say a good 20, 30-ish feet from you.
And
Hey,
there's literally nothing we can do.
did we put back the chunk of stone that we broke off? Did we put that back, or do we still have it?
It's just a little chip. We didn't
Okay.
break anything off. It's just
Fucking
there's a
move,
little.
move.
Guys, they're gonna
Okay.
pick that thing up, and it's gonna blow our cover because it's holding our tent down.
Do you think that they are nice enough to help us get to where we need to be?
Okay, we are the snacks they were talking about putting in cages.
Wait, but I could play music for their aerobics.
Oh my God! Hold on, that may not be a bad idea. If you could follow the music. Oh my God, Cassie, you could tell Ivy what the music on the runes are, and then Ivy, you could like play along with their boom boxes, and you could help get us out of this mess.
I could be like surprise fuckers. We're the secret hired band.
Maybe don't call them fuckers. Maybe
do
keep that keep that one to yourself.
I
Okay.
don't think we're gonna befriend a bunch of frost giants.
They're ice giants. I thought we'd been over
Okay.
this.
But
Whatever.
we're not going to befriend them. We're going to distract them long enough for us to run away.
They have
Or at least,
bandits.
yeah. I mean, they
Yes.
might. They definitely probably.
They are not
will
well
catch us.
organized. They are not well
Yeah.
organized. We
But
have
I
a
think they
storm
can
that will
run.
cover our tracks.
I think they can run faster than us.
We don't have to be faster than them. We just have to be smart enough to hide.
Okay. Do we want to come out and be like, "Hey,
We should wait. We
We
gotta
were-
wait. We gotta wait for the music. There's no music yet.
I think
well, they're looking for the tablet, and they're gonna find the tablet, which is
And the-
right by us."
Hold on. Let me look through my spells. Hold on. Oh
I
my
was gonna
God.
say that by the time when they remove
no.
when they remove the tablet, I could be like,
If they
You know, like-
remove if they also if they remove the tablet, that the tarp is like connected
yeah, then
to,
the
I
part will
think the
come
snow.
off and will be revealed in our band
Okay,
pose.
but what if-
but then the snow
what if-
that's on top of the tarp will come down on us.
I have an idea. It's not a good one, but I need you to hear me out. The rest of us tunnel under the sides of the tent into the building snow, so that when the tablet is removed, the only one revealed is Ivy, who claims to be the ancient spirit of Jazzercise.
Wait, bro, I'm so into this. Holy shit.
And then you
Okay,
lead
wait.
them.
No, finish the thought.
Yeah, you lead them in an aerobics routine while the rest of us like burrow a tunnel towards the exit, and then once you have finished, put on some flashy magic to distract them,
Mhm.
dive into the same tunnel, collapse the entrance so that it closes behind you and it looks like you just disappeared.
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
Follow
Yeah,
our tunnel.
I got some-
Eventually, we'll
Okay, lit.
Wait. Meta thought. Hold on. So last time I was here, we leveled up,
Mm-hmm.
and so I did some swapping around of my spells.
Mm-hmm.
So I now have Thunderstep, which is like a teleportation spell. I can only use it with one, up to one other person. So, okay, so the plan is like we dig down further. Ivy distracts them and then
Not down.
jumps in the hole.
We don't dig
Where?
down.
Like
The,
burrows or
the
away.
the snow has been piling up next to our tent while all this has gone on anyway. We dig just below the level that we're already at in a straight horizontal line until we are away.
Are you gonna Bugs Bunny
Like,
your way out of
we
this
just
fucking shit?
yeah.
What?
We Bugs Bunny exactly. That's it. We Bugs Bunny our way out, leaving behind Ivy to be the spirit of jazzercise.
No.
I'm so down, dudes.
No.
Here,
This might be my best and worst plan yet.
This is some fucking Looney Tunes.
all right.
nonsense.
So there's okay. So
Literally.
there's plan A. My my plan
Or
is, I think we don't know the temperament of these ass giants.
We
They
know they
may
need
be
cages for their
super-
snacks.
They may be well, yeah, but we don't know if we're their snacks. They didn't say that we were their snacks. Those worm things chasing us earlier, those could have been their snacks. We could just go out there and
wait,
be
question.
the helpless little things that we are and say, hello, can y'all help us? We're trying to get to the other side of the mountain. Please help us.
That's
Excuse
actually a
me,
good
sir.
point.
How far can you throw us?
Well, hold on, Adam,
Yes.
because Brayden brings up a good point. They have cages, and in the cages are their snacks. Are those cages within 60 feet of me, and can I see what's inside of them?
This is smart.
I would say yes. There is a cage within 60 feet of you. In your HUD, does it detect living things or?
Yes. So it says, hold on, let me get the whole thing. You cannot see in perfect clarity as everything in field of vision becomes slightly faded. Outlines rendering detailed descriptions impossible. Any moving creatures are outlined in bright red halos with known ally creatures outlined in blue. And I think last time I used this, we said if they're like neutral, they have a green outline, is what we decided.
Okay.
But
Okay.
I can see any moving creature through the HUD, through the scanning site, through walls and stuff.
Okay. You see one cage, and through the lattice work of this cage, you can see a number of creatures. Some of them are small, and you recognize them to be penguins, probably from the same little penguin. Yeah. But there is a larger creature in one of them, and it's just kind of sitting down on its haunches. It comes up yellow, and you identify it as a bear.
So, okay, so from what I can see, the only creatures they have in cages are like animals.
As far as you can tell, yes.
Okay, that's good to know. Maybe they don't eat people.
Can I make like a nature survival check or possibly talk to the professor about his experience?
Yeah, you can talk to the professor about his experience, of course,
100%. Like the professor, last time the professor saw one of these, he urged us to rush away as quickly as possible. So let's talk to the professor about why.
Oh, yes. Oh, they 100% eat people. Do not. Yes,
Okay.
we are 100% snackable. We're like a discount Lunchable to them. It's actually quite sad what they talk about. But anywho.
Okay.
So, where does that leave me, guys?
That depends on how well you think you can sell being a spirit of jazzercise instead of a snack.
I
Do you have a high deception?
Sigurd.
I have a high persuasion and performance. I have a +4 to both.
See?
Mhm. As you are debating this, I will update you that Sigurd seems to be. There are 6 tablets in this bowl. Sigurd seems to be on his 3rd one, and he is moving counterclockwise in a circle. And luckily, your 10th position is on top of the last tablet he would get to.
So we've used like half of our time.
Debating, yes.
Guys,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna be the spirit of jazzercise. If today's the day I die, at least I'm doing it
Man.
playing 80s aerobics music.
She died doing what she loved.
Wait, hold on. Do you have inspiration?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You gave me the point of inspiration that I was about to offer you because you already had a point. So never mind.
Exactly. I still have one. Yeah.
Okay. So then I would say now is the time to use it if ever there was one.
And
you know.
also, I think I have a cliche use too.
I think you do. Yeah.
Yeah, because I
You
have
do.
that written down. I have cliche use.
Just racking up the
So
perks.
let me see if there's like.
This is the second
Let me
time
see
I
what-
almost picked up prestidigitation and then didn't, and now I'm like, damn, I wish I had.
So
That
useful.
spell
Such
is
a
almost
useful
always useless
until it isn't, and you need it.
until it's not.
That spell is one of my favorites.
It's a great one.
I never take it 'cause I'm like, when am I gonna ever use this? But turns out,
I mean, as far as I'm concerned, a horde of ice giants is probably a higher CR than the Parenthetic. So
Yeah.
we are not properly equipped for this.
well, hopefully they have a low intelligence score.
A lot of these cliches have to do with attacks. Hold on.
They do.
Do any of them
Now,
have
now,
to
if
do
there's a cliche that you can think of that kind of has to do with this situation, and you feel like it's relevant, we can come up with one. And like what?
Do we-
what
I
the
mean,
rules
does-
and
Well, okay,
bonuses
hold on. There's one called a helmet reveal.
Mm-hmm.
And then for the next 10 minutes, I can add +2 to any charisma check. So then my performance and persuasion will become +6.
Oh, it would. It would.
That is true.
And you do have kind of like snow gear that I think with enough layering, I think it would count as a helmet. So yeah, I'll let that count.
I was gonna say, because we were talking about Bugs Bunny, and I was like, oh, you know how like when Bugs Bunny puts on a disguise and then he just like pretends to be someone else, and the other characters just yes and because they don't realize they're being deceived, and then when they realize it, it's too late and he's already gone.
I mean, yeah, really. And there's like there are like tons of musical tropes about like captivating a hostile audience with just like the right
True.
notes at the right time.
Like the Blues Brothers.
Yeah, so like I'm sure we could come up with one.
Okay. Yeah. We could come up with one. We could call it
like the Power of Rock.
Power of Rock, or yeah. Oh yeah. Power Rock on a mission. What's up, Doctor? Any number of those.
Only music will soothe the savage beast.
Yes, true. But as you all are trying to continue, he is now dug up another tablet. 2 more tablets left to go before he gets to you.
Okay. And we're digging. Yes, we're burrowing.
Give me a strength
we're
check.
burrowing.
Give me a strength check because you know there's permafrost.
no.
Oh right, no, you're trying to dig in the snow.
Yeah.
Okay. Instead, give me, that won't take a lot of strength, but give me dexterity checks.
Can I offer the help action somehow?
You can offer the help action to someone, yes.
I got a 19.
Okay.
I imagine we're not like all burrowing side by side, and we're just like gonna go single file.
Oh yes, no, that would make sense. Yes, okay.
So
Yeah.
like I can be like providing light
Okay.
for the
Fair.
burrowing to give the help. But you already got a 19, so I don't think I need to
Yeah,
do
I got
that.
a
But
19.
Okay. As you're digging,
My arm just turns into a shovel. Just
you're able to clear
love it.
away the snow in like a tunnel shape away and then going up towards the lip of the bowl. Yeah, you seem to be making decent progress. You are now I'd say 5 feet away. You don't have a burrowing speed. You're like a good 5-10 feet away from where the tent is now. Meanwhile, what are so that's Doyle and Cassie. What are Ivy and Zen doing? The professor is out of sorts, and Penelope is kind of also a little seems to be a little clueless as to like what she should be doing.
Shouldn't they be going with y'all? It's up to
Okay.
me, right?
I mean, yeah,
mean,
it's up
yeah.
to you. Zen, Green, what is Zen doing?
Unless does Penelope have any useful spells or anything?
Penelope does not seem like she knows any magic at all.
Okay. Penelope does not get to be the spirit of Jazzercise's assistant.
I should check that because of things, but anywho, I'll get back to that. She says she doesn't know any magic.
Okay.
Before I pop this off, Zen, is there anything you would like to specify that you are doing?
No. No, I think I'm just following Doyle and Cassie.
Okay. All right, you're following Doyle and Cassie. So Ivy is sitting alone in the tent.
I'm not sitting.
You're standing up in the tent.
Yes.
Okay. All right, you're standing up in the tent.
My head's down. I got the helmet on. I'm in my I'm ready.
Mhm.
I'm ready pose.
Okay, got it. Very cool. It takes another like 2 minutes. By this time, Cassie, you are now like, I would say 15, 20 feet away from where the tent is. And Ivy, you hear and see the shadows of these like massive hands just digging around the snow. And then all of a sudden you hear like like a fingernail scrape up against the side of the tent, and you hear a very audible. And then you see like this grubby cobalt blue like finger dip in the snow underneath the side of the tent as this hand grips and just rips the tent right off of you. And you're exposed to the blizzard and the ice and snow, and you're greeted with a frost giant who's standing above you, wearing like furs and hides, and has like a gigantic battle axe on his back, and he's wearing a neon pink headband, and he's staring down at you with a very quizzical look on his face.
All right, I do the cliche.
Okay, you do the cliche.
I slowly lift my head up, take off my helmet, and I look up at this giant and I say, "In Infernal."
Ooh, okay.
Did someone say Jazzercise?
Okay.
And I hit an exciting chord of eagerness.
All right. Roll a performance check.
Okay, here we go, lads.
as you hit this chord, all of you hear the chord.
Okay. 13.
Okay, all of you hear the chord. You hear all of the campsite goings on stop dead. No one, and you hear Cassie specifically. You hear the same voice going,
What the fuck was that?
as Ivy, you're standing there, and the frost giant is looking at you, and you hear him turn over his shoulder,
Rhyme God. Rhyme God. And then he says something.
and then he says something in frost giant that you don't understand, but Cassie would
I
understand it
didn't
as
actually understand what that first thing was that you said.
he says rhyme guard, RIMEGARD, rhyme guard. And then for Cassie, you hear him say basically,
Rhyme God, there's a tiny person here in the ball.
Oh no.
Okay, it's time for some theatrics.
oh yes it is. Yes
So,
it is.
Okay, so hold on. I know what I want to do. I just have to specifically look at the thing that gives me some specifics about some shit.
I believe in you. You've got this.
Okay. Nope. So what I'm pretty sure I want to do, I have to just find the list. Okay, yes. No. Oh, I took. Sorry, I'm looking at my elemental thingies.
Yeah, no, of course. Take thine own time.
I'm gonna use Dazzle 2 to fire sparkling beams of energy. It says at a target, but I'm gonna shoot them out like from my hands in the air in like a V shape.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
so I'm gonna be like
Very cool. All right, I'm gonna let that give you advantage on your next performance check whenever I ask you to make one.
Yeah.
Or persuasion, whichever one you want.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna start like playing some like not right away into the jazzercise music, but like some just to kind of like feel the rhythm, like
Okay.
feel the rhythm.
Right. Feel the rhythm, feel the rhyme. Of course. No. Of course. Yes. As I mean, you are in the ice. As you are playing, you
I'm
see
like slapping the guitar, like instead of slapping, I'm doing some slapping and.
The one frost giant in front of you is actually really digging it, and like there's a couple that are peering behind like the tents and like looking at you and like kind of like they're pointing at their gear like should I be getting is it time for the ritual? I thought that was tomorrow. I thought what? And then you see this one grizzled, bearded, missing eye frost giant with a huge white afro on his head just walk up. He's got hand axes everywhere. He is neon bodysuit with like Memphis jazz design all over it. As he walks up to you, and he sort of kneels down and he looks you straight in the eye and he says,
Who are you?
What language does he say that in?
He says it in common.
Great. So I respond in common and be like, I travel far and wide to find the best jazzercise groups doing the rituals of the jazzercise, and I have not. I'm trying to furp. I'm trying to find the prime examples of spirit. I follow the music. I follow the movement. It led me to this place, and I found some tablets, and I saw one of your kind in its jazzercise uniform, a lovely lady, and I was just like, I gotta follow the giants, and I gotta get in on that spirited jazzercise.
Could you repeat that part you said where you saw one of us dancing?
Yeah, man. I was wandering. I was on my pilgrimage, and I saw this female ice giant in pink. I think she's wearing a pink look.
Did she have a fanny pack?
Yes.
Yes, yes.
And he starts looking in the direction of one of the ice giants.
Hilda, I need you to come here right now.
He says in Frost Giant, which you don't understand, but Cassie would still at this point. And Hilda comes over, and this Frost Giant stands up, and he looks at her, and he starts just like berating her and like just basically laying into her. And Cassie, you understand all of this. He's basically telling her, "You idiot! How did you let someone see our routine? Our routine is supposed to be a secret. You can't be going off on your own practicing. You only practice with the group because Lord knows someone is going to spy on us and they're going to discover our routine, and then our whole surprise for the competition is done, over." And then he just basically just punches her in the shoulder, and she looks very disappointed and she walks off. And then he lowers himself back to as much as he can eye level to you. He's still like towering above you, even in a squat.
Frighteningly large, yes.
Yes.
Is
But
this
he
the plot of
lowers.
Bring It On?
But he lowers down to you, and he says,
I go as he pounds his chest, which echoes in your area. I go by Rhyme God Sigmund. I am the leader of this clan of Frost Giants.
Wait, are we still wearing comms?
I mean, I don't
We're
see
still
why we
wearing
wouldn't
comms,
be.
right?
"Yes, you
Oh,
are
yeah,
still
yeah,
wearing
so-
comms."
Radios.
So I should be able to kind of relay like a brief translation of what they're saying to Ivy.
Yes.
Oh, hell yeah.
For the giant portion, you would be able to. Right now, he is still
Yeah, when
speaking
they're
in
speaking
common.
in giant.
Yes.
Hell yeah. Man, leader, sir, I want to play for you. I want to play for your ritual right now.
As I was worried that you were a spy, I do appreciate your willingness. However, I am unconvinced that you could be knowledgeable in our customs and our dance routines and the songs. Well, the songs I think you did pretty good. That was really good jazzercise. Yeah, everyone, good European dance. Yeah. And all the ice giants just nod. Yeah, it's very good.
Ice giants, listen, you're right. I don't know about your dance culture, but I know about the music of jazzercise. And I can bring my travels and knowledge of the jazzercise style and bring it to you. Create something incredible.
He strokes his braided beard. Cassie, meanwhile, the rest of you have been digging. You're now a good 45 feet away. You've dug under the snow, up over the lip of the bowl. You're now on the other side of the bowl. Cassie, you start digging and you reach a log that has been just straight up driven into the ground in front of you.
Okay. Is it like really thick? Like
it's like a tree
trunk?
trunk.
Okay. Well, I don't know what to do about that. Guys, we have a problem.
Okay. We can risk hopping out, going over this, and then continuing on our way, hoping that the storm will continue to cover our tracks. Or,
We don't have any way to break through it, do we?
I mean, that one of the oars is, Braden has a sword. The other oar is we can try and go around it.
Maybe. I mean, when you say tree trunk, is this like if we tried to dig around it, would it take a really long time?
No, it wouldn't take a really long time. You could dig around it.
Okay, maybe we just do that. That might be faster.
Hey, do you think maybe the tree trunk is what they're using for their stake for their camp? Like, do you think that's like what's holding up their tent?
Well, we're out of the bowl,
Maybe.
and all their tents were in the bowl.
I will correct that and
could
say
be. Yeah, oh no,
you are
I'm
mistaken.
probably wrong. Yeah, let's go around it instead of through it. You make a good point. Although,
wait, if we go around it though, we might destabilize it.
well, also, if we drop it, it might be the perfect distraction to get Ivy out of there now instead of later.
I feel like timing-wise, if we start chipping away at this tree trunk,
Right
I
after
feel
they
like
accuse her of being a spy.
Well, I feel like our DM here might have some fun with the timing of the performance and when the tent comes crashing down.
Who,
if that's
me?
the case.
That's also true.
Never.
That is also true.
Never.
Yeah.
Listen, I'll do anything for a bit. I said it before. I'll say it again. I live for the bit.
So are you trying to go around? Or are you trying to lift it up out of the ground? What are you wanting to do?
I think we should go around.
Well, I feel like unless we go really wide around it, because if that's the purpose of it, if that's why it was driven into the snow like that, then moving the snow that's directly around it might cause it to destabilize, and that might cause
so maybe we go like we could go right for like 10 feet and then so like do a full 90-degree turn right from where we are instead of going around it, go like 10 feet and then do a full 90-degree turn left to continue in the way that we are going. That way we give it enough space, like enough
Do we not want to destabilize it?
I don't think so, because I don't know how much the conversation between Ivy and the Ice Giants have we heard so far?
All of it. All of it.
So, okay. I mean, they don't seem. I don't know. Do they seem hostile towards Ivy?
Not yet.
Rhymeguard, as he's scratching his beard, he says,
If you can play and keep up with our routine, we may not eat you because I do like good music, but I am also very cautious about other beings knowing about our routine. Yeah?
I totally get it, man.
We have our communicators in still, yeah.
mm-hmm,
Yes.
mm-hmm.
I'm gonna tap on it and say, Ivy, maybe. Listen. I'm down for this plan of you playing with them. However, if you can just convince them that unfortunately you're just trying to get through this storm, and you're trying to get to the icon, your icon temple or whatever the
I
heck
can't
it is on the
respond.
other
I
side.
can't respond.
Do
Right.
what?
I'm out of character. I can't respond to what you're saying because then you're gonna get
Oh
suspicious.
yeah.
So
You're
I
good.
can hear, I can listen
So,
to everything you're saying, but I won't be able to say anything.
Yes. Yep, for sure. So yeah,
Yeah.
so Zen just says, if you could just say like, hey, I'm just here, I'm trapped, I'm trying to get over to the Icon Temple or something like that. That's all I'm gonna say. You decide what's gonna be best, but there's also that option too. Because it doesn't
So-
seem like they want to eat you right away.
I'd be happy to play for you, Rhyme Guard. That is why I'm here, and that is what I want. It is part of my travels. Out of character, trust me, Brayden. I'm hearing what you're saying. I have a plan.
That is good.
I fully trust you.
Yeah. So
Fantastic.
And then Rhymeguard stands up and he yells out to the rest of the frost giants.
We have a new band member for the ritual. Everyone prepare for tomorrow morning. We begin the 12-hour dance marathon of death.
And he gets down on his
Knees and he says, you will play throughout, yes?
Yes. Yeah, 12 hours? Shit, dude. I think the longest I did was a battle of the bands for 16 hours.
Jesus Christ.
You are tiny, but you impress me. Good. You may have...
My ink does something cool in response to what
Yes.
he said.
Yes, it does.
You may take safety in my tent, knowing that... Why did I go into Dracula? This is not him. No.
Hold on. I took arrow to the knee. Yeah, he basically tells you. I'm gonna drop it for a second. He basically tells you that you are under his protection in the camp for your duration of the stay. But he gives you a warning. He says,
if you stop playing during the ritual, it is ruined and...
Understood, my dude. I got a hyper water.
"Hey, yeah, boy, you got a hyper water. That should do it." All
was
right.
definitely not expecting the ritual to be tomorrow morning when I came up with this plan.
Yeah. So you meanwhile, the rest of you as you do the digging to the left and do the 90-degree turn to the right, and then you dig 10 feet, and then all of a sudden the snow hits hide, Cassie. Like you come upon this like tanned hide flap.
Mm.
Yep, that's the tent.
Maybe it's the correct tent. Maybe Ivy can sneak out into our tunnel directly from this tent. If, if it is, in fact, the correct tent. I gotta be honest, I do not recommend still being here tomorrow for this.
TBH, Ivy really wants to play for this thing tomorrow.
I mean, that is absolutely your call.
It's very in character for her.
Hey, I think I just had my best idea yet. All right. Follow me on this, right? What we're going to do is we're going to dig up now and we're going to peek our heads in, right?
Hmm.
And so then if one of the ice giants see us, we're going to tell them that our names are Nobody, No One, and Nothing. So that when they yell for the other ice giants, they're just going to start yelling, "Hey, nobody's in my tent. Nothing's in my tent. No one's in my tent." And the other ice giants are going to be like, hey, that's weird. Why are they saying no one's in there? That's so weird. Nobody's in their tents. Why are they telling us that? That's what I think we should do.
I call dibs on nothing, first of all. And also I don't disagree with this plan.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Well, what I want to do, and I don't know if
Mhm.
this is possible, is I do want to somehow be able to communicate to the group that my idea is to play the ritual and then to successfully get through it, and as a thank you, instead of payment, for them to show me the way to the Icon Temple, the best way to get there.
Yeah.
Because nomad life.
Are you wanting to tell that to Rhymegard now, or are you wanting to tell it to the group first?
Oh,
I think if you
I don't want
say
to
it,
tell Rhymegard. I don't want to tell Rhymegard
Okay.
because I want to successfully play through the whole thing first.
Of course. Yeah. No.
I want to prove my mettle, as it were.
Sure.
Or nettle, whatever that expression is.
metal.
Aha, you prove
Metal.
your metal, METAL, but also
Exactly.
METTLE. Very good. Very good.
Yeah.
Very good.
But yeah,
play
that's
words.
why
Mhm.
I want to let the group, the party, know that I am going to play tomorrow, and I'm going to then use that to ask for a swift route to the Icon Temple.
Okay. Sure.
That's what I'd like to do.
Sure. Rhymegard. So, knowing that you have not said any of this to Rhymegard yet, the next thing Rhymegard says to you is,
Even though you are very brave and very capable musically, you must still be very cold. How about we take you to our snack cage? You can pick out something to eat, and then I take you into the tent, and you can be very warm until the time of the performance. Yeah.
I appreciate that. That's very, very kind of you. I will take you up on that offer.
okay. So he basically leads you, and all of the rest of the frost giants just sort of look at you as they're still making up their tents. He takes you
And
to,
I look at them and I'm like, hey,
and they hold up the two fingers, and they look at the two fingers, and then one picks his nose, and but you continue on. You come to the cage with the penguins and the bear, and as you look at it, is a white furred polar bear that's sitting down and its haunches, and it's got its arms crossed like this, and it just sort of looks at you, and it shakes its head and it rolls his eyes.
what? That sounds sus.
And as you look at it, you can see he's got a red scarf on.
What am I
Are you-
missing?
I'm not.
Thank you, Brayden.
Guys!
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I'm assuming it's a Coca-Cola bear.
It's a Coca-Cola polar
Oh my
bear.
god.
I was wondering if it was a druid that's transformed into a bear right now.
The polar bear wearing a red scarf. Oh my god.
I mean, that would be good marketing. Like, if you could, instead of having to train a polar bear, make a druid turn into one. So maybe you're both right.
I do want to snack on something, but you have any other options?
And with that, why don't we let everyone get a snack and we'll take a 5-minute break right here? How about that? We'll be right back,
Okay.
folks.
This is absurd. This is
Yes,
the
it
most
is.
absurd episode so
This is
far.
wild.
I'm like, I'm gonna get some dinner.
Go get some dinner. while we wait for everyone to return, just another quick reminder. In case you're just now joining us, we are running a donation for the Transgender Law Center, a charity for the Transgender Law Center. So if you have the ability to make a donation, just please click the button down below. It's much appreciated. Also, give us a follow, and if you can, give us a subscription. If you like what we're doing, we do this every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, 7 to 10. It's D&D, baby. This is the Lasers and Liches supplement, which is why there are so many 80s and 90s references and also early 2000s as well in this game. So yeah, you can also follow us on Blue Sky. We are the SpellCast on Blue Sky. We are on Instagram as the SpellCast, and also Facebook. We have a page where you can not only catch up to all of the episodes you've missed, all the streams you've missed. I think we're on session 16? Session 16 now. But also we have some 68 or more, definitely more episodes of a podcast which we ran from 2017 to some point in 2020, I think, was the last episode of the podcast. But anywho, we thank you for joining us, and I think we're going to get back here in a second. Most people are back. I'm going to go ahead and take us back to the screen. Yeehaw.
While Ivy's trying to figure out what her dinner is, Charlotte is eating her dinner.
Ah, very good, very good, very good. Yes, yes, all you see is you just see a bunch of penguins and the one polar bear, and that's kind of it. You don't see any nothing. I will be honest. I'm gonna go ahead and guess that Ivy would not be super chill about eating a penguin. But that's
No,
just
but
under
I think if
assumption.
she was really hungry and worried about like looking like being rude to her guests, she would do it.
Probably, very much. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah. I guess that's where the chaotic good comes in.
Right.
Because it's like,
well, you need to live, you know.
Yeah, it's like, yeah.
Yeah. Well, do you make a selection or no?
Yeah, I'll pick like a penguin that already looks like not like it's not doing too well.
Yeah, fair enough, fair enough. And so Rhymeguard actually takes 2 penguins out of the cage. He takes the one that you pointed out, and then the other one he holds right above his mouth as he opens his jaw and just drops it down and swallows it whole. And then he takes the one and he tosses it to another frost giant and basically orders them to prepare it for you.
Oh my god, I'm gonna do something really fucking insane.
Oh yeah.
While I'm having dinner or hanging out with the ice giant. I'm gonna tell them. I'm gonna do an experiment.
Okay.
So I can maybe earn a favor. I'm gonna tell them about Zaddy.
Okay.
As potential followers of Zaddy.
Okay. While he's walking you to the tent and like having this conversation with the chef, you do have an opportunity to relay to everyone your intentions of what you're wanting to try to do, and of course they can respond back since you have the comms in your ears and they can't hear that.
Right. Everyone's on mute.
Oh yeah, everyone. Whoop. Or they would usually have the chance to respond to that.
We're good at this.
Okay, so I tell the group, hey guys, musician in me is calling. I really want to play this ritual tomorrow, and I think that I can gain the favor of the giants and get a safe passage to the Icon Temple.
I mean, listen, I'm all for it. I think you do have to somehow bring up in conversation that we are currently underground
Well, not
and that
necessarily.
You guys want some penguin?
No.
Okay.
can't say I do.
Okay.
But like they don't need to know that we exist. I think us existing hurts our chances.
Right, but
Yeah.
if Ivy gains favor with them and they just take Ivy to where they need to be, then we're dead and gone. Like we're trapped
I mean,
back here.
giving Ivy directions versus taking
Yeah.
Ivy there, different things.
Yeah,
But
that's true.
they definitely said they don't want people knowing about their secret rituals.
I'm gonna
And
go. I'm
we
going.
are people that have not proven ourselves to them.
Yeah,
So
I'm
I
gonna go
think
to.
that we just don't get mentioned.
I'm gonna go to the directions route. Ask for directions, and so that way you guys
Okay.
can stay
So
anonymous.
what do we just stay underground until tomorrow?
Yeah,
I
that's the next thing. What are we going to do? We can't
I think you guys should keep going. I think you guys should just keep going southeast, and then I'll rendezvous with y'all.
And we could look for some sort of like landmark that we could
Yeah.
meet up at,
Yeah.
or just like try and make a little shelter somewhat nearby and
Yeah.
wait it out.
I
We're
mean,
waiting out
don't wait
waiting out
underground.
the storm anyway.
Yeah, don't wait underground for me. I think you should keep going, and I'll rendezvous.
I mean, underground under this snow, it will hold in our heat better than you know most other places we could be. So like, it's not the worst idea, except that it's difficult to cook our meals.
Yeah.
While Rhymeguard is talking to the chef, you hear a small, really short kind of whistle coming from the cage. Ivy.
Color page.
Mm-hmm. You look over,
Okay.
and it's
Yeah.
the bear, and he's got a claw, and he's like looking at the frost giant, and he's like hurriedly, like
Okay.
as you go over to him, he's like, "Hey, I don't know if you can do me a kind of a favor here, eh? But could you please, for the love of God, get me out of here, because they are going to make me for the main course tomorrow, you know?
Tomorrow night?
Tomorrow, yeah. While you sitting there playing, and God help you, I hope you play the guitar pretty good here, because they dance a long time. Let me tell you what now, it is quite a bump. They do. But hey, bud, if you could let me out of this here cage, I'd be like really, really appreciative.
Are they gonna feed you after everything's over? Are they gonna kill you after the whole thing's over?
Oh no, I'm like part of the main ritual. As far as I can tell, why you sitting there playing the little electro house whatever music you're gonna be playing there, I'm gonna be in the oven.
But you don't actually know that, right?
I
You
I'm
don't
in a
actually know what
cage.
the timeline is.
I think I'm just gonna be can you get me out of here somehow? You know?
I know a
Like
way that I can try and get you out if they're not gonna if they're waiting till after the whole thing. But if it's during, then I can't help you, man. I'm so sorry.
what
I
are
gotta
you
save my own
what are you talking about? They might eat you too.
I plan for that not to happen.
Oh,
But look, dude,
you little rascally! I remember this.
you gotta trust me. If they don't kill you by the end and we finish the dance, I can get you out. I can find a way to get you out.
Okay, well now you're just pulling my leg, you know.
No,
What
I'm
kind of a
not. I roll persuasion.
okay? Roll persuasion.
21.
He looks at you very distrustfully, but he says, "All right, all right, all right, all right. Look here, okay? Me and my crew, we were out here collecting because we heard a big sugar blizzard was coming this way. And In fact, go take your little finger, dip it in that snow there, and give it a little taste.
Okay.
I'm
do
not
that.
pulling your leg. Do it. Yeah, bud.
I do it.
Yeah, bud. You taste it, and it's sweet. The snow is literally sweet.
We gotta save this fucking bear.
This is the weirdest thing I've ever tasted.
Yeah, it's a sugar blizzard, yeah? Look, my crew, we gather up a bunch of snow, we combine it with a bunch of other stuff, and we make the sweetest tasting drink you ever did drink, you know, bud? I'm a cola bear, it's what we do.
All right, Mr.
The
Polar
funniest
Bear.
thing about this is that they used to use a different kind of white powdery substance.
Yes. Yes. That is exact. Thank you. Yes, that's exactly right.
Listen,
Very
Bear,
good.
When I get out of here tomorrow, I'm gonna ask for a mount, and you can be my mount.
Hold up now. That's not real respectful, like. But you know what? I'll take it. I'll take it. You know, I'll take anything. Get me out of this cage.
And then as soon as we're out of range, I'll get off of you.
Well, yeah. Well, I'll do you more than that. I'll take you to our. Little village, and maybe I can help you out. But you gotta get me out of this here cage. You know.
Is your village near the Icon Temple?
It's we trade with them all the time. Oh, them boyos, they like that soda now. They like that soda real good. We do them trades all the time.
Okay, I'll make sure you're my mount.
Hey, Adam, can I ask a question?
Yes.
How big are the how big are the ice giants?
The frost giants, they are a huge creature. Which
Okay.
means on a grid they would take up like a 3x3 square space. So
Okay. Compared to the Paratheti, who was a large creature.
yes, compared to the Paratheti, who's a large creature.
Okay.
Interestingly enough, I will give you this. Well, wait, hold on. Well, yeah, sure. Well, no, never mind. Just ignore that. But yes. Compared to the Paratheti, they are a larger size. They are one size larger.
Okay.
So where the Paratheti might stand to like 12 or 15 feet, maybe, on large creatures in larger specimens, frost giants could stand if their shoulder to frost giants could stand probably a good 20, 25, maybe 30 feet, depending.
Okay.
It's too many feet.
That's a lot of feet.
It's a lot of feet. So then I guess. Okay. All right. I will hold what I will have to say until Ivy contacts us again then.
Okay. Ivy.
Yeah, so I basically asked the Cocoa Bears, like, do we got a deal? I'll get you out of here. Be my mount only so far as. Okay.
Oh yeah, just get me out of here. Like, I don't care. Look, you're the friendliest face I've seen in like a long time. Let me
thanks,
tell you
dude.
what, bud. No,
I appreciate it, man.
I appreciate
You like the
you.
music.
You know.
You're gonna
I
like
hope
it.
I do. You know. Because let me tell you what. I just am very scared for my life here. You know, like
How long have you been trapped? When did they capture you?
Oh, they captured me a few days ago. They were traveling. I was getting ready to track this here storm. I got lost in the storm, ran my snowmobile straight into a mammoth. and got the track all tied up in the hair. Oh, it was bad, you know.
As he's talking, I offered him a piece of penguin.
You know what? I'll take that. That looks pretty good there, bud. There you go. You know what? A piece of penguin and a cola, they go together like a piss and a fart. Let me tell you what, they're good.
I love everything about
this is so
You look like you. No, you got a scarf with you? Because I tell you what, I kick this scarf on me all the time because you use a lot of heat in the neck. I tell you what, there.
Yeah, I don't think I have a scarf. You offered me your scarf?
What? Oh no, I'm not offering you. But well, how about this? I give you my scarf. That means you have to return it back to me at some point, eh, bud?
Well, you can keep. Well, I think it's going to be pretty warm in this tent where I'm sleeping, so I think we'll be okay overnight.
Oh, you get
so
to
I'll
sleep.
let you
Oh,
take
rub
on
it
me.
in my face, why don't you? Yeah, okay. Yeah, sure.
Damn, that was passive aggressive. Okay.
Look, sorry about all that. Didn't mean to. I just been stuck in this cage. Sorry about that.
Sorry, I'm reading the chat.
No, it's. Oh my god.
All right, man. What's your name?
You're gonna hate it. My name's Larry.
Okay, Larry. I'll see you tomorrow. We got a plan. You stay warm in that scarf.
Okay there. Elf person.
Oh yeah, my name's Ivy.
I was waiting for you to tell me what your name was. Be a good, polite, rescuer of my life and whatnot. But I don't know why. I don't know why I went like this in this dialect. That was about to be transitioning. But yeah, Larry the Cola Bear. Yes. Sorry, it's the stress from being an offering in a dance ritual. My dialect's going everywhere, but yes, no, good. He agrees with you and then sends you off and then falls asleep.
Episode of Letterkenny I've ever seen.
Yes, it is. Oh my god. But yes. Okay. Rhymeguard finishes conversing as to how best to prep a penguin for you, and takes you to his tent where he sets up like a little wolf pelt thing for you as like bedding or whatnot.
Yes.
And he goes back out while you eat, to basically ensure the rest of the camp is being properly set up for the night. In his tent, you see sleeping bags. You see a huge barrel. You see a number of like weapons that are like way oversized, and just like other things, you see like a huge set of like a huge 8-track cassette player, or not huge, it's like a standard 8-track cassette player, with like huge headphones attached to it.
Are there cassettes nearby? I want to see what he listens to so I know what to play.
Oh yes, there are cassettes nearby. Yes, you don't even have to do an investigation check. You can rifle through his things. You find a smooth jazz tape. You find some very hype standard like 80s pop music. You find some like what was you find like a prog rock album, which makes sense, right? Ice Frost Giants. And then but that's it. It's just kind of the same. You don't really find any like death or heavy metal
That's fine.
But yes, this you get the idea that Rhymeguard is very serious about aerobics and the aerobics competition in Jazzercise. What do the rest of you do as you are still in the snow?
I guess we're gonna keep going. I mean, that was the plan, right? Is we rendezvous later, or are we gonna just camp out here?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm hesitant to go too far because I realize that I am largely to blame for this mess.
Oh.
I think let's get like a little further away, like a safe distance, and set up
Or
camp.
at the very least, we think it's safe distance because
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
I'm good with that.
Are
who
we staying
knows?
underground?
I mean, pros and cons. We are less visible underground. They are less likely to avoid stepping on us underground. So,
But I mean, as far as like air and food and fire and all that.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think Kathy really requires that stuff, but you guys probably do.
Yeah, I don't think
True.
we can stay underground for much longer. Let's see. So if
Maybe we
our
can find a
math
cave.
is correct, we've done 40 feet in one direction, 10 feet in another, and then another 10 feet. So like really we've only gone like 50 feet from
Okay, so
where we started.
piggybacking off of Braden's plan from earlier, I think it's time for somebody to poke their head up from the snow. I will go ahead and volunteer to take the risk and see what we can see about where we are in relation to everything else. Because if there's a clear direction of there are no tents that way, maybe we should go that way.
You pop up your head from the snow. You look around. You come face to face with an ice giant tent. Yes, Brayden, I read
Okay,
that.
tent.
An ice giant tent. That you.
I was the one that's asked you on that one, not Braden.
Oh, sorry. Yes. Oh, thank you so much, Patrick. My bad. I don't know why I got you two messed up. I don't know why.
Yeah, fucking rein it in, Adam.
No fair. No, I deserve that. Yes, ice, giant tent, Patrick. But yes, there we go. Appropriate. Yes, you're face to face with it. The flap is there. You do feel a warmth inside now after some of the time that you have been digging. And you do feel the warm air just sort of wafting up from the bottom edge of from the edge between the snow and the flap of the tent. As you're getting pelted in the face with this blizzard that is still raging.
I should have reconsidered this. Unless you're about to tell me of something that is immediately dangerous, I'm going to go back underground.
You don't notice anything dangerous. It's just extremely fucking cold.
Okay. I don't have a scanner in my face.
I do.
Yeah. Okay.
You just pop back down.
Well, listen, I was gonna say I could just scan, but you volunteered to go up.
Well, yeah, it seemed appropriate, but
Sam was just like,
I'm not gonna stop you, man. Do what you want. I'm not your mom. Yeah, no, I can give a little scan 60 feet around in like a circle and see like what if presumably tent is here.
Yep.
And I'm assuming I see nothing else in the other directions.
You see A number of ice giants lined up from where you are. Even with your scanning ability, you can see that there is an edge of where the tents stop, right? Like they've made this little encampment here, and you can see that ice giants are posted up along the perimeter of these tents. Uh, with your scanning ability specifically in the tent in front of you, some of the tents you do notice that there are giants inside, like making fires or like unpacking their stuff or like doing quick little like stretches to practice their routine for tomorrow. And in the one in front of you, you catch just the tail end of a giant leaving.
Oh. Okay. All right. But so I can say with like certainty more or less that if we go in this direction, there's no giants. All the giants are more or less in that direction.
To be clear, there is not really a direction you can go in that will steer you out of the way of a giant. You can go kind of unless you go in the tent. In the tent, there is no giant now directly in front of you. You can go towards the perimeter. There are giants there if you want to keep digging. You can see some of the mammoths are kind of corralled and huddled together, like keeping warm. There's a mammoth or two that are like tied up towards like individual tents here and there.
Okay. The direction that we were burrowing in,
Mm-hmm.
if we keep going that way, will we be away from them? Like how much
Eventually,
further do we have to burrow to get away from them?
thinking about the size of the encampment, how many giants have showed up, the average size of a giant's tent. I'd say you're probably gonna have to burrow for another good 150, maybe 200 feet.
Okay. And how so in this amount of time it took us to get to about 50 feet. How long like in game time
It
was
took
that? It was
you.
about the length of their conversation, more or less.
Yeah. Length of conversation,
Like
the
20
walk.
minutes?
20 minutes is a good number.
Okay.
Okay, so if we keep burrowing for another hour, we should be well enough away from their encampment, or at least just outside of it.
Yeah, if you keep
And we
burrowing for
can
now.
we can take shifts burrowing, and every like 15 feet or so, poke a small hole in the ceiling to make sure we're still getting airflow, things like that.
Yeah, I mean, I think Cassie's probably good to just keep going. She's, synthetic. I don't know that she has the same requirements as you guys do for like oxygen and rest.
Probably
Um,
less prone to frostbite too.
yeah. So I guess we should just keep digging. Cassie can just keep burrowing, and once we've been burrowing for a good hour or so, we can see if we can't set up camp somewhere like outside of where they are.
Okay. All right.
Um. Oh fuck. I think Zen. I think Zen would. I think Zen would stay back. I think Zen would. Yeah. Which. Yeah, we can have this. We can have this conversation in character. Um. Listen, y'all. I very much trust Ivy. And I have no doubt in my mind that she will be able to play for this whole ritual thing. I have no doubt in my mind at all. Part of me, though, would be remiss if at least one of us didn't stay back to make sure that everything did go according to plan. So I would like to volunteer to be that person while you Doyle and you Cassie
And the
get a little bit
professor
farther
and
away from here.
Penelope and
And the
Gavi
professor and Penelope, yeah.
Well,
take
Me
the
and Rocky
non-combatants.
me and Rocky can hang back a little bit and just kind of like keep an eye on things and make sure that Ivy is at least somewhat protected if need be.
do you have a plan for if things don't go well, how you're gonna handle it?
Yeah, yeah. I have
Okay.
a I have the makings and semblance of a plan.
You have
Can
concepts
I-
of a plan?
Concepts of the
I
plan.
have concepts of a plan that will solidify hopefully by the time Ivy is at least halfway through this ritual.
Okay.
Can I give you a recommendation?
Sure.
Probably don't even need to. You probably have already thought of it, but you should post up between that stake and that tent flap, because that is
Yeah.
where you are least likely to get accidentally stepped on.
Yeah, I was gonna probably like peek my head out and maybe there's a place that one of the ice giants isn't laying in their tent that I could like at least be sheltered from some of the wind a little bit. But yeah, no, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, but y'all go ahead. I'm gonna head back and we'll keep on comms and we'll check in with each other.
All right. We won't be too far, but you'll definitely get to
Yeah.
her first.
Yeah. All right. All right. Let's go, Rocky. And then we'll start heading back down the way that they came.
All right. Okay. You head back down the way you came. How close to the lip of the bowl are you getting in the tunnel, or are you stopping at that stake and like tent stake and like ice giant tent flap that they pointed out?
Yeah, wherever the tent flap was, that's where I was gonna stop.
Okay.
And like maybe just get like a little bit past it before I like start kind of like digging upwards to like peek my head through.
Okay. All right. The rest of you continue on digging. It is abundantly cold. I need you to make me Constitution checks for Doyle and Cassie.
Well, that's not good. Do I get advantage because I'm synthetic?
I'm trying to. Well, it's not just cold for like biological function reasons, but like there's also like servo motor, sometimes like function.
Yeah.
That I have to worry about.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm just gonna put those dice away because that was the worst roll. I got a natural one.
No.
I got. Oh.
No.
Yeah.
No. Okay. All right, Doyle.
I got a 10.
Okay. All right, Doyle. It
So-
is. You have
My
not
battery
been.
froze.
You have not been close to a heat source for a long time, right? You've been digging, exerting energy. You haven't. The last meal you had was a little while ago, but you've been digging through snow. You've been preparing camp. You've been exposed to this blizzard. You can feel yourself waning. You watch Cassie as she is like digging through the snow, and all of a sudden, she just kind of freezes, and then wholesale falls over.
Mhm.
Cassie.
I crashed.
Yes, Cassie. There, you in your HUD, you see, this like your visor just goes like a TV just crashing, and then a little green line cursor starts blinking.
Oh no. Oh
And
no. Command
you
prompt.
and you see the words attempting system reboot, right?
Oh no.
And then it enters in, it says system reboot failed. Extreme temperatures. It attempts it again, attempting system reboot. System reboot failed. Extreme temperatures. Then it gets halfway through attempting sys, and a new set of words comes in. It says, receiving incoming transmission, username. One second, I gotta pull this up.
Uh-oh.
I gotta pull up the actual factual document where the name is. 1 second, folks. There we go. I'm gonna type it in Twitch chat so that everyone sees it. This is the username that gets sent. Ignore the dot at the front, but that is the username you see.
Weird.
Oh.
And
It flashes across my HUD.
it flashes across your HUD. It jumps to the next command line, says connection established, receiving video uplink.
Fuck.
And all of a sudden, your like the command
no.
prompt, the command prompt goes away. Your visor zooms out back to a sort of expansive grid of green lines that is just rushing kind of towards you forward, right? In the distance, you see, hold on 1 second as I pull up the lines that I'm going to need
I love
to read out.
Tron.
Oh yes. In the distance, you see a number of pyramids, right? In sort of black and green vector silhouette. And there's one pyramid in the center that all of a sudden, it seems larger than the others, but it doesn't seem to be getting closer to you. And in the center of it opens like a vertical eye opens up, and it's green. And inside of this eye, you can see stars and galaxies swirling about. 1 second. I gotta find the right line. 1 second. There's a number of. I'm wondering what clue I want to give you.
Oh boy. We love unraveling a mystery, don't we, folks? We do a little foreshadowing as a treat.
Yes. Oh, this. Yes. I've been
Oh,
waiting to give.
Adam, I don't like the expression
No.
that just went across your face. I'm not gonna lie.
No.
I don't like the way you said that.
Oh yeah. Okay. Are you ready? This voice enters your head.
Oh no.
The curse of small desires. Easily acquired. It's
What the fuck?
And then everything just sort of zoops away back to the console. Attempting reboot. Enter. Everything clicks. Everything clicks. It goes. Like everything starts. You start seeing systems coming back online, and when your vision reappears, you see Doyle basically putting a space blanket over you. You see the professor. You see the professor sort of like trying to use like a little electric like heater up against like different parts of your exoskeleton. You see Penelope kind of frantically trying to figure out what to do. She's like hooking up like the portable charger, and she's like trying to search for a port just in case you've like powered down.
Okay. I'm trying to think of what is the most dramatically interesting choice to make here. Okay. So, as Cassie's vision starts to function again, who you said Doyle's probably the closest to her, right? Because he's putting the heat blanket over her.
Yes.
Yeah.
So as things start to come back into her field of view, obviously that was fucking terrifying. So Cassie doesn't know what the hell she just saw, but she did not care for it. And the first thing that she sees again when everything lights up, boots up, is Doyle is standing directly in front of her, and she just screams and she pushes him away from her as hard as she can, and she's like in a like frantic state.
Mm-hmm.
Doyle falls over very easily.
And she kind of like steps back for a moment, and she's like, even though she's a robot, she's like trying to catch her breath and steady herself. She feels like she's just had like this crazy surge of adrenaline, and she's just like getting her bearings, and she realizes what just happened, and she's like, fuck, sorry, what the hell was that?
What the
Well,
hell
from
was
over-
that indeed, Uwu?
Oh fuck,
Mm.
god damn it. And then
You
she puts
have,
her hands on her
You had
temples, and, like,
something you want to talk to me about, Cassie-chan?
no,
As
I
you
have quite literally nothing I ever want to talk to you about, actually.
I'm still letting you know that if you're trying to get out of your little employee contract, it's not going to go well for you. So watch your back.
You wanna come up? It's okay. You can come up. My cat is begging for attention. Come here. Come say hello to the people.
No.
I mean, it's not really a Wednesday if both of our cats don't make an appearance.
That's very true. Mine's
Come here.
somewhere around.
Yeah.
Such a good cat.
He's a good boy.
No.
Say hi. Hello. Hello to the people. Okay. Anyway. Well, that was an
And then, of course,
absolute
Wimby
nightmare.
Cham disappears.
Yeah.
Yeah. So from my end, how did this look? Because
From your end, she fell over, and it took you all a good maybe 5 minutes. Cassie, I should say, it did not feel that long to you. It took you all good maybe 5 minutes to like kind of establish that something. Well, you established something was wrong immediately, but
Yeah.
then you had to break out all of the other things, to like see what you can do while you're still in this snow tunnel that you are digging, as it gets colder. But yeah. Meanwhile, no, not meanwhile. I'll sort of finish out kind of this little scene. Yeah, Doyle, is there anything you would like to do, or I guess also Cassie, is there anything you'd like to do? Because Professor and Penelope, they look really concerned.
Yeah, like Doyle's obviously like very concerned with whatever the fuck just happened with Cassie, and sort of asks her like, "Hey, are you all right? What's going on? Like, was this just a cold snap? Because you seem a little rattled."
Um, Cassie yanks the blanket off and kind of shoves it at him, and she goes, "I'm fine." And she just pushes past Doyle, and she goes, "You probably need this more than I do. Let's keep going." And she just keeps burrowing.
Understood.
All right. Meanwhile, Zen, it too is getting really cold for you. I need you to make me a Constitution saving throw.
Alrighty. Nice. Oh, that's very good. 22.
All right, you're able to sort of stave off the cold for now, as you are sort of
Okay.
hanging back, waiting to hear from Ivy and like double check all that. Also, meanwhile, Ivy, you're having a good old time. This penguin's fucking delicious. You're nice and cozy in a nice tent. It's like excellent. In fact, you could probably fall asleep right now, and it'd just be a lovely time. Except for the fact that you do have to play a 12-hour shift.
I gotta get as much sleep as possible for
Mhm.
tomorrow. Tomorrow's
Mhm.
a big day,
Yes, it is big performance day.
so I'm taking care of my body.
Very good. Very good. So our dig team, you're able to get, in fact, roll me stealth checks while you're digging, since you're kind of digging away from the camp.
Okay.
Because we are under cover of blizzard, can we get some advantage on that?
I am factoring all of those things into the DC of this.
Okay.
I got an 18 plus 1, so 19. See, these dice don't hate me.
I got a 22.
Okay. For the duration of the rest of the dig time, we're gonna say 30 minutes ish. You are not disturbed. You don't run into any other objects in front of you. You do pass by an ice giant some point close to you that is standing guard and like coughs a little bit, and you hear him like pop open a cork from some container and drink something and then put it back in. Put the cork back in. You get to a sort of downward turning slope, and you poke your head out every once in a while. You see that you are kind of out of line of sight of most of the camp at this point. And Zen, what are you doing?
So I want to like peek my head up through the snow, where the like tent flap is, and see kind of perceive like where I am specifically and what's going on.
Okay. Specifically, you are near the kind of the central area of this encampment. They have all basically made a circle of tents and like layers of tent circles around the central bowl area that they keep referencing to, where all those tablets are. And the activity is winding down. All of the tents have been put up. All of the mammoths have been sort of hitched to stakes and other things. The penguins and the bear are all huddled up in the cage, like together to keep warm. There are scant few giants walking around in this blizzard. Most of them, you think by this point, are in their own tents. In fact, you do hear behind you the thudding of a giant walking into the tent and fixing some cloth, probably a sleeping bag, actually really close to you. And you can smell the body odor from this ice giant right behind you. It is so, but just on the other side of the flap of this tent, as it lays down, and you can hear the very, very soft electronic sounds of like a game being played.
Okay.
And like tiny buttons being mashed.
Okay.
Hmm.
So I would be outside the tent, correct?
Yes.
Okay. How close am I to one of the mammoths?
You're actually kind of close to. You're like 50 feet away from the mammoth that is hitched to this tent. You just have to kind of. You can see it's like its tail, sort of swiping in the blizzard wind. And you can tell that the blizzard is dying down a little bit. You can see further; it's still strong.
Okay. And the mammoth is, whereas the giant was probably huge, the mammoth would be large.
Mammoths are also huge creatures.
They are also huge creatures. Okay.
Huge, like giants stand taller than a mammoth.
Right.
But they are huge creatures still.
Gotcha. Okay. Zen will keep an eye out around around the area, but will slowly make their way out of the snow along with Rocky. And when they get a clear path, will run towards the nearest mammoth.
Okay. Go ahead and make me a stealth check. Just says.
Okay. Do you want me and Rocky?
If you want to roll as a team, that is fine.
Okay. Okay, I got a 14 and Rocky got a 23.
Okay, yes, you are fine. No one has seen you. The mammoth doesn't even detect you. You can get pretty much right next to the mammoth. It's facing away. It's eating some sort of like lichen, like trough of lichen vegetation that has been gathered for it.
Gotcha.
It's just having a meal.
Gotcha. I'll say, all right, Rocky, you stay on the lookout. If you're able to sneak around and find Ivy, let her know that we're here. I'm gonna climb up on this mammoth because I'm not gonna be able to last if I stay out here in the cold. I know you'll be all right, but I need to at least get somewhat warm.
Okay. All right.
And
Describe to me how you would like to get warm using the mammoth, climbing the mammoth, etc.
oh, I'm gonna climb the mammoth.
All right.
I'm gonna climb the mammoth. Uh, uh, Shoot, what's the video game? Um, Gosh dang it, what's that
Shadow
video
of the
game where you
Colossus.
go around? Yeah, Shadow of the Colossus style. I'm gonna
Okay.
like climb the mammoth and basically just like chill out on its back and just like cover myself in its fur.
All right. All right. You do see that the mammoth is not like bare. It has like saddlebags and if
Yeah.
give me a animal handling check here.
Okay. $17.
Okay. Yes, you are able to climb the mammoth without like pulling on its fur too hard or disturbing it in a way that it does. It is domesticated, in a way that without disturbing it in a way that it would be alarmed. Um,
Yeah.
but you are able to climb the mammoth. As you do, you pass a patch of fur that has been like singed away, as if by a brand, and it's just another. It is another ice giant rune.
Mm.
But you are able to climb on top. It is nice and warm. It's a huge creature, and you're able to just sort of like rest up there. So yeah, you can sleep on the mammoth or like get warm on the mammoth.
Yeah, what I was imagining was I think I may be misremembering, but I think like for horses, right?
Mhm.
Like the saddle, like the back of the saddle has like a little lip on it, so it's
Mhm.
not like fully on like the back of a horse. So that's
Mhm.
kind of what I was imagining was I would get to the back of the saddle to like have that for like over cover protection, and
I
then
see.
having
I
the
see.
fur like underneath to like to stay warm throughout the
I
night.
gotcha. I gotcha. Well, it's more like a draping of like a cloth that's draped, and at either side of the cloth there are bags. There is no
Okay.
riding saddle on top of the. You think the ice
That's fine.
giant's maybe
I mean, if I
just
can
a
get
bit
if
too big.
yeah, for sure. I mean, if I could get under the cloth, then I think that would be fine as well.
Yes, yes, you can. Yes, you can. That is
Okay.
quite
Cool.
fine and dandy. Um,
Okay, cool.
are you just gonna rest there, or what's the rest of your plan, or?
Yeah, pretty much. I'm gonna
Okay.
rest here because the ritual isn't gonna start until the morning.
Mm-hmm.
So I may as well hunker down here, and then that's why I had Rocky, um, go look for Ivy as stealthily as possible, and
Okay.
just let her know what's going on.
Okay. Rocky will Ivy, because comms, right? Will eventually find Ivy. That is no issue. Um, Zen, as you kind of drift off, make me one more con check just for, propriety's sake. It is still cold, but you are gonna get warm.
21.
All right, good. You drift off to sleep, and you start to have a nice dream. You dream of yourself walking through a palace with these sandstone columns lining your thoroughfare. You can feel elaborate, very wealthy robes draped over your person. As you look, you can see that the walls, the sandstone walls and columns, are just dotted with depictions of hieroglyphs, and you reach the end of this hall, and it opens up to a chamber that is filled with think like ancient Egyptian aesthetic, right? But everything is decorated in trim with like neon, like in Tron. Okay, this is very much Tron. Um, just all of their outfits are decorated in this lit up LED trim. As this one individual is sitting on a throne. To the right of him, there is a figure standing in white armor, holding a sword by his side. He has a helmet in his under his left arm, and you can see his face very clearly. Um, Human, tousled, dark brown hair. Um, but you recognize his outfit as henshin armor. And then to the left, oh yeah, I should also say you see a sign of sort of gold trim along his armor, and the motif is falcon or bird or eagle like. And then to the left of the figure sitting in the throne, there is a tabaxi female, a tabaxi woman who is standing there, dressed very elegantly. And as you're walking through towards them, you're passing by figures in a crowd. They are all dressed in like tunics, robes. They have jewelry on, and in the corner of your eye, in your dream, you catch a figure you recognize. And it's a Onari woman who looks like a desert jackal. And it's in the split second of your recognition that you've seen this person before, that you're the vision of in your dream, you turn towards this seated individual, and you're speaking, but you can't hear the words. It's kind of like that Peanuts wob 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 kind of dream speak. And you see the seated figure sort of motion with his scepter towards you, and you bring up from your robe a dagger with a purple dagger. Decorated on the dagger are the many heads of a hydra. And you bring up a section of this dagger to your mouth, and you put your fingers on it as if you're going to start to play a musical instrument. And then you hear the words,
some of them want to use.
"Ooh, that's Wimby Chan. Sorry, whoopsie poopsie."
I was gonna ask what?
No.
I was really excited for how this was going to tie in, but like
that would have been fun. But no. This is the voice you hear.
Some of them want to use you. Some of them want to get used by you. Some of them want to abuse you. Some of them want to be abused.
As your dream freeze frames and you see glitches along the edge, and as if the picture is split into, a great vertical eye opens, and you're staring into swirling galaxies and distant stars, and then you just fall into a deep sleep.
Uh-huh.
And I think that's where we'll end the session tonight.
Damn. Damn,
Yeah.
damn, 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 damn.
Sweet dreams.
Right.
Right? Right?
Thank
Yes,
you. I'll be here
indeed.
all week.
Yes, indeed. Well, everyone, thank you so much for joining us for this session. We will see you all hopefully again next week, same time, same place, here at the Spellcast Sunset Grid. Until next time, have a great night, and bye-bye.
Bye.